government calls Perry Hall. Mr. Hall, right here. Please raise your right hand. Please be seated and state and spell your name for the record. Perry Hall. Will you spell your name, please? Perryhall. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Again, can you state your name for the record? Perry Hall. Mr. Hall, where are you from? New Orleans. Born and raised in New Orleans? Yes. What do you do for a living? Right now, I get disability. Have you worked in the past? Yes. What type of work have you done in the past? Warehouse, cashier, janitorial. When did you last work? In 2010. Mr. Hall, do you have any prior convictions? Yes. For what? Possession of crack cocaine and paraphernalia. Is it one or both? It was in 1992. I was caught with paraphernalia, and when they checked the screen, they had residue of cocaine. That's how I get the 2 charges. Okay. So, Mr. Hall, have you had a history of drug addiction? Yes. And how long are we talking about? Since I was 15. I would like to direct your attention back to October of 2010. Where were you living back then? 1632 Mandeville. And how long did you live at 1632 Mandeville? Over 18 months. Would that be to December 2011? Yes. I would like to show you what's been marked as Government's Exhibit 94 and ask if you recognize this. The court's indulgence. Your Honor, may I approach the witness? Yes. I'm sorry. I have to show it to co-counsel first, Your Honor. I apologize. What is that mark? Government's Exhibit 94. We're only dealing with Bates number 01226. Showing you what's marked as Government's Exhibit 94. Do you recognize this? Yeah, that was my house that I was renting. Is that a photograph of 1632 Mandeville Street? Yes. Is that how it looked when you lived in it? Yes. Your Honor, I move for admission of Government's Exhibit 94, specifically that Bates number. Any objection? No, ma'am. Is admitted. Your Honor, may we publish it to the jury? Yes. Do you see the photograph, Mr. Hall? Yes. And what is that? What are we looking at? Let me tell the jury before you. I see some of you have figured you can pull the screen up. Maybe everybody has, if it's easier to see. This is where you lived back then? Yes. Mr. Hall, hold on just a second. I think if you pull it up, it'll stay up. Mr. Hall, do you know a person by the name of Andrilli Lewis? Yes. Do you know that person by any other names? Newt. How do you know her? When did you first meet her, rather? I met her. I was sitting on my porch and she approached me. Let me stop you there. When was this? That was in November of 2010. Tell me about your first meeting with her. You can continue. My first meeting with her was when I was sitting out on a porch with an older guy, and one of my neighbors, she approached me and she asked me, could she, objection, judge, to any hearsay if the person is going to testify. Your Honor, again, it's not offered for the truth of the matter asserted, but what he did after that statement. Well, why don't you rephrase the statement, because I don't know what the testimony is or what you're offering it for at this point. Sure. Mr. Hall, after you talked to her at that moment, what did you do directly after that? I proceeded. We went inside. What did you do when you went inside? Not what she said, but tell us what you did. She prepared and packaged cocaine to sell. What kind of cocaine? Crack cocaine. Were you using crack cocaine at that time? Off and on, yeah. And what happened after she did that? She continued to come, and how long after that did she continue to do that? Just about until I moved. And that would be 18 months. Were you using crack at that time? Yes. Did she give you any crack? Yes. How often would she do this? Well, in the beginning, she would do it 2, 3 times a day. And how much was she cutting and packaging? It would be 200, 300 worth. And how much is that? That's about 60 dimes, something like that. 60 dimes? Yeah, little small dimes. Do you know the grams of that amount? That would be about 2 or 3 grams. About how many? Let me ask you this. Did she give you any crack on that particular day? Yes. How much? She gave me 3 or 4. I walked her to the barroom. She came back from the bar down the street. She proceeded to come give me some more. Let me stop there. How much more? As much as I wanted. Can you remember how much that was at that time? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You said that happened until you moved out of that house. Approximately, how much would she give you on a daily basis during that time? 9, 10. She was by herself when she first come there. Okay, so it would be 9 to 10 rocks at a time? Uh-huh. Proceeded to the next day, she brought someone else there. Who was that? I only know him by head.